What's going on, guys? Hope you are well wherever you are, whatever the time, and welcome back to a daily vlog, and welcome back to sunny Manchester. So today you are going to be joining me for a day in the life. I literally just got up about 30 minutes ago, brushed my teeth, sorted out my face as much as I could, and selected the do-rag for the day. As I've said before on many videos, my morning routine isn't something that's just this incredibly elaborate thing, and it's probably very underwhelming, but I essentially come downstairs, write a list, drink some water, take supplements I need to take, and that's pretty much it. I decide what I need to do for the day. Sometimes I'll write the list the night before, but for the most part I'll write it straight in the morning as soon as I get up. I'm somebody who's a big fan of lists, and obviously it doesn't matter if you write a list if you don't actually do anything on the list, but for me it helps just to be able to tick things off. Also as well, if there's been a little bit of a mess in the kitchen from the night before, from eating food, cooking, all that good stuff, then I'll clean that up as well. I'll go for a walk this morning even though the weather is absolutely Baltic. Some of the supplements that I take in the morning as well that are consistently in my regimen, so vitamin D3 and K2. I also take omega-3s. The brand I've currently got is Naughty Boy. To be fair, this is actually a pretty new one for me. I'm trying out Love Heart by JP, just to help with blood pressure, heart health, all that good stuff. I will sometimes take a multivitamin, but not all the time. Vitamin D3 and K2 as well as omegas are something that's in my supplement regime consistently. I do also take creatine, but creatine is something that I take during my workouts. It's so cold right now. -2. Ridiculous. But yeah, it's 2025. This is obviously the first vlog for 2025, and I'm sure, like me, you probably have many resolutions, but also just reflecting back on 2024, it was a bit of a strange year, I would say. Many good things happened, but also I feel like I lost myself a little bit last year. Stopped doing things that ultimately made me feel great. I don't feel like I nurtured my relationships very well with friends, family, girlfriend. And 2024 was also the year that I started therapy for the first time. That's the first time I've ever done that or put that into my regime. It's been extremely useful, extremely useful. It's something I'm going to continue to do. Look, even if you're not being provided with like loads of different techniques to manage certain things and whatnot, just expressing how you feel about certain things and getting certain things off your chest to a neutral person is so valuable, and you don't really see the value in that until you do it. And I think that's especially important for men. Of course, in life there's moments where you just have to get on with it. Life's not easy, but it is good to have that, to be able to offload that to somebody who's not your parent or your partner, or somebody who just doesn't need to really hear those things. So yeah, that's been extremely valuable to me, and I think if you're a guy listening to this, you haven't got to do everything on your own. Speak to somebody, it does help. But yeah, this year is just about getting back to a lot of things that I just stopped doing because, for whatever reason, and just being my authentic self, as Tumblr girly as that sounds. Anyway, I'm gonna head back because my balls are about to fall off. So we're back from the walk, and I'm just about to dig into meal number 1, which is chicken and rice, some avocado. I also have a couple of Squares bars as well. Gonna eat this whilst watching the Netflix documentary Don't Die, Brian Johnson. Funnily enough, I actually listened to a podcast with him and Derek from More Plates, More Dates. Really good, really insightful. Pretty cool that a guy with the resources and the money to obviously invest in doing whatever he really wants to do in life is investing in this, because whatever the conclusion, I think it will help humanity in general, and also you just learn what things can actually really optimize your health. So that's pretty cool. I've also been watching Squid Game season 2, but I gotta wait for Brian to come back to watch that. Can't be watching that solo. Once I've eaten this, I'm just gonna get on with some work, and then that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it for the morning. Eat, work, go for a walk. I'll be training a little bit later once I've had a couple more meals, or maybe one more meal, and then we get back for the evening, a little bit more work, and then chill. So we're in the office for the first bit of work for the day. Today isn't actually an official check-in day with my clients. It's just a lot of admin work. I will be dropping my clients a message to make sure that things are going smoothly for them across this week. and of course they're working towards their goals. Just got to catch up on some client training videos, some messages. I've also got to do some editing for some content, just some short form content that I made yesterday. But yesterday was more of a content day for me yesterday, where I sat down, made like a batch of short form content. I'll be editing that across the week and then posting that throughout socials. Just about to catch up with one of my guys, Caleb. Check him out, young buck. He's only 20 years old. We've been working together now for about 50 weeks, and his transformation is it's literally ridiculous. One of the craziest things I've seen, to be honest. His work ethic is incredible. And yeah, check out what he used to look like before, or when we first started working together. Those were like the first check-in shots that he sent over to me. And check him out now, like wild. Doesn't even make sense. We went through a cut initially, went down from about 101 kilos down to 70, low 70s, around 73, 74 kilos. And then we're just slowly now building back up to build some more muscle, develop his physique. And yeah, it's going really, really well. He looks awesome. So big up, Caleb. All right, we are about to head to the gym. Had meal 2, which was spaghetti bolognese, some mince, some pasta, and some vegetables on the side. Then had a nap, then done a little bit more work. If you didn't know, I'm actually training in a commercial gym, NRG gym, which is actually pretty good for a commercial gym. The reason I switched over, and I'll probably switch back to flex and tone during prep, but the reason I switched over is like it's just closer to where I live. Which saves me a lot of time throughout the week. It's 24 hours and it's a little bit cheaper as well. So I thought, let me just try this one out for the next few months, see how it goes. But I'll likely switch back to flex and tone once I get into prep, because I'm going to start taking like post-workout photos and stuff like that. And in a commercial gym, if they start seeing me doing that, they're probably going to kick me out. So yeah, I've been training there. It's actually been pretty decent. The kit's pretty good. It's all pretty much just hammer strength and live fitness, which is decent. And you can just get on with the job at hand, you know what I mean? It's not like the kit is awful. So if you're new to the channel, I am doing an upper lower split. So I'm doing 2 days on and then 1 day off. So I'll do upper lower rest, upper lower rest. And that's all really just to do with the frequency that I'm hitting body parts. I'm biasing body parts that I need to hit a little bit more often. And I found that this split is really helping my legs as well. I'm hitting legs essentially every 3 days or 3 sleeps. And it's working incredibly well. I've been doing this split now for about 4 months, I would say. And yeah, really enjoying it. But as I said in the previous clips, I am also now training at NRG Gym. It's a commercial gym in Manchester, but it's actually pretty decent kit, can get the job done. It's really close to me as well, so it's just convenient. It saves me a lot of time with work and whatnot. Today's session, well, not today's because I'm recording this a couple of days after I trained this session, but the session on this day was all right. It felt a little bit rushed. It was one of those sessions where I had quite a bit to do and catch up on and get sorted. And you know those sessions where you have to be very conscious of the time? It was one of those sessions. But nonetheless, I still got the job done. I felt strong. It was all good. With this upper body session, the primary focus in this one is actually my chest, my shoulders, and my triceps. So they're the movements that I start off with. So I'll typically start off with a lateral raise movement just to get the shoulders warm, go into my presses, and then I'll move on to my back work. But with the pressing that I'm currently doing at the minute, I've got an incline Smith in there, which feels great, really, really good. And then I also have a machine press as well, just to target the lower pecs. And then this is almost just to bias the upper area of my pecs as well. One of the good things about using a Smith machine, you can get extremely close to failure. In fact, you can basically reach failure without dying. So chest press, lat pull down, sorry. There were a few more movements in there. I just didn't record everything. I also done some form of horizontal row as well. So in any kind of pull work, you want to have something that's vertical and something that's horizontal. The train's going pretty well at the minute as well. I'll be starting my prep as of recording this within a couple of weeks. So really excited to see what I've built over the past 2 years, and just excited to step on stage, because it's obviously been quite some time. Last time I was on stage was in 2023. Took off a whole year to build some muscle, add some size. I am also going to be coaching myself as well. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos. But if you're new here, obviously I'm going to be coaching myself. I've had coaches in the past for both of my previous preps. This time I'm going to be doing it alone, and I'm very, very excited. So yeah, anyway, back to the house for some food and the rest of the day. So yeah, the session today was all right. It was okay. It felt a little bit rushed, and you know how when you're in the gym and you have to think about the time diligently and how long you're there for, I feel like the session just feels, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good when you're in the gym and you can just train. Yeah, but got back and actually had an interesting call today, and I didn't actually write it on my list, but it was a call with a coach who was actually looking for some advice, which is pretty cool. We just wanted to gain somebody else's perspective on how to coach some Gen Pop clients, and just wanted to get my kind of input on how he's running things, which is actually pretty cool. Obviously, I didn't charge him, but I think it was just, I mainly just took the call because I think it'll be, firstly, just great to build that connection with another coach. And also, I think it's probably just useful for me to be able to have those discussions around business and those discussions around the coaching process and just get out of my comfort zone. Initially, I actually said, no, that's not something that I do. I think initially I thought Kanye was looking for a business consult or whatnot, and that's obviously not something that I do. I don't feel like I'm in any sort of position to provide incredible business advice, or I'm not somebody who's been in the game long enough to be able to do that and give it a great enough service. But he was specifically looking to talk to me about how I do things. He says he really enjoys the content and how I kind of represent clients online and whatnot. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, it was a really productive call. Anyway, I'm going to eat, and then for the rest of the evening, it's literally just about editing a video, putting out some content on Instagram, chilling. I'm going to read a little bit more of my book, wait for Bryony to get back, watch Squid Game, and that's a wrap. As you can see, I am super wrapped up because it's so cold, and it's especially cold in this house. Don't know what it is about this house, but I feel like a lot of the air just gets in, even when you put the heating on. Yeah. So anyway, let me show you what I'm working with for meal number 3. It's gonna be a cream of rice meal, and if you're an OG around here, you know that I don't buy cream of rice. I use ground rice. Let me show you the one that I've actually currently got. So I use this right here, just ground rice from Tropical Sun, and I bought myself like, I think it was 9 kilos. It's super cheap. You should not be having to spend 20 quid on cream of rice, but I'm not going to get into one of those rants. So yeah, I'm going to have this meal. It's going to have some almond butter, some honey, and blueberries, because blueberries are great. They're really good for you, and you should have some. So yeah, going to eat that and then get on with the final bit of work, which is literally just editing a video. Been using this protein as well recently. I think I've spoken about this protein before, but Supplement Needs Protein Fusion is really good. Very, very good. I use Perform, but I usually now just use their isolate version. I feel like the one that isn't isolate, just a standard whey, their blend, sometimes it's a little bit inconsistent with my stomach. I feel like sometimes it can give me a little bit of a dodgy stomach, whereas this one's all good. And also JP as well. I think just the quality of the protein is definitely a little bit different, and you can kind of tell, but I'm hungry. All right, that is going to be the video wrapped up. My final meal, watching Squid Game with Bryony, which by the way is very, very good. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole day. Trained, ate, the evening's been pretty chill. So make sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.